Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head. Hopefully you like this video. And hit that subscribe button. We're back here. This is going to be, as you can tell, a video about the remaining free agents. There's not too many now. Not too many big names, by the way. Maybe 2 or 3. But now that Pete Alonso is signed, he was the big free agent. Next free agent is Alex Bregman. Now, I'm not going to go through the names of the players that signed. This is a video about the players that haven't signed. First up is Alex Bregman, who is a client of Scott Boras. He wants a 5 to 6 year deal, if not 7 years. He's not going to get it. He's 30 years old. He's not going to get it. The market is very different than it was a few years ago. He's not getting it, folks. But there have been a lot of teams where he's going to go into spring training. Let's be honest. He will have a tough time finding a team. But the teams we've heard, it seems like Houston's finally out. It seems like things sort of dissipated there, so we can cross them off. But I've heard Boston, Detroit, and the Blue Jays. But if he's going to be wanting a 6-7 year deal, it's not going to happen. We'll see you in July after the All-Star break, after the draft, because he has a qualifying offer, and Boras will do that to him. Boras has done a lousy job the last few years with his clients, and I don't know if it's because he's getting up there in age, 72-year-old agent, but he's doing a real disservice to his clients, and that's not our problem. But at least we got Pete Alonso to sign with the Mets. Next up on my list is Will Smith, the left-handed hitter. The left-handed pitcher. Be curious to see where he goes. He always seems to go on teams that go to the postseason. He has not signed with anybody. Ross Stripling, no team attached to him either. Justin Turner, we're hearing him with the Mets over the last week or so, but that's not going to happen at all, I don't think. There's so many names off the list that signed, that got traded, but we'll go through some names that are on the market, early in the market, that are off. And this is also trade candidates. Framber Valdez, he's not getting traded. They're going to make another run with him. He will be a free agent next year. All the teams other than the Mets are going to be going after him. Carlos Correa, he's not getting moved. He's got a big contract. Patrick Corbin, keep an eye on the White Sox. I think the White Sox, that's a perfect pitcher for the White Sox. And the Angels, by the way. The Angels just a little while ago signed Yohan Moncada to a 1 year deal. Jose Quintana, the lefty, he's still out there in the market. He'll sign with somebody. Professional pitcher. Texas, Cincinnati, the White Sox, possibly go back there. Detroit, Milwaukee, St. Louis, Toronto. He should go to a team that has a chance, because he will pitch big in a big spot. Texas would be good for him. Cincinnati, Detroit, Milwaukee. Those are teams that he would really do well with. That's a perfect player for some of those teams, to be honest with you. Next up, going quickly through the list, Andrew Heaney. I was hearing early on the Giants, the A's, Texas, and Washington. Very quiet with him. Nick Pivetta, I would think that the Mets are probably, I don't think the Mets were ever serious about signing him. He's got a qualifying offer. He should have taken the qualifying offer with the Red Sox. Why he did is beyond me. Ryan Helsley of the Cardinals. We'll keep an eye on him. Jojo Romero. John King, all these Cardinals. Alex Verdugo. Did he sign? Did Alex Verdugo sign? I don't think he signed with anybody. I was hearing the Mets a couple of weeks ago, but also the Pirates. J.D. Martinez is still out there. Kenley Jansen, I know the Mets were very serious about him until they signed a couple of these relievers late. But Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Toronto, the Angels. He's going to want to go to a team that can have him close games out, because he's getting close to being getting a lot of saves and possibly being a Hall of Famer. Jordan Montgomery is not going to get traded. Looks like they're going to go with what they have. Obviously, Corbin Burns there. They're going to try to pitch, have him pitch regularly. They got a good pitching staff. Christian Vasquez, the catcher. Haven't heard anything from him. Yandy Diaz, he's 33 years old. You want a first baseman that's 33 years old? I know I didn't want him on the Mets. Bo Bichette, he's probably going to get either traded if they don't play well at the deadline, or have become a free agent. I've heard Luis Robert Jr., heard nothing about him. Heard Cincinnati a couple weeks ago, Pittsburgh. Nolan Arenado. We'll put down Boston as a new name, new team in this list. I was hearing them today. But obviously he had a trade to the Astros. He did not. He invoked his no trade clause. Wilson Contreras of the Cardinals. Wilson, come back. Wilson, come back. He hasn't left. Still in St. Louis. Sonny Gray. I guess Contreras is going to play first, I think. Sonny Gray, we've heard Minnesota. I'm back there. San Francisco, that might be out. The Dodgers, that's probably out. And the Cubs. The Cubs actually improved themselves a little bit over the last few weeks. Brent Honeywell. Kyle Finnegan. Haven't heard anything with him. I'm surprised he hasn't signed with some team yet. But I put down Arizona, the Braves, the Pirates, the Mets a little while ago, but that's not going to happen now. Cal Quantrill, that's still out there. Brendan Rodgers, who was a non-tendered player. Colin Poche, Jacob Webb, JT Charges, Pete Fairbanks is still out, could be traded. Lane Thomas, haven't heard much about him. Dylan Cease, I don't know what's going to happen with him. He might not get moved, but we've heard the Mets very prominently, Boston, the Cubs, Phillies, Cleveland, Baltimore, Minnesota, and the Braves. The Braves had a very quiet offseason. Other than them signing Jurickson Profar, they've been very quiet. Luis Ariz, I don't know. He doesn't have any power, doesn't run, can't run, doesn't steal bases. It's not good defensively, but he's another Tony Gwynn. I don't know where he's going to go if he goes. A few names on the Mets. Jeff McNeil, Starlin Marte. I bring them up because they have lengthy contracts, particularly Jeff McNeil. Marte has a 1-year deal. It'll be interesting to see if the Mets move them with having them signed. Pete Alonso. Brett Beatty, he could be moved. Early on, I was here in Seattle, Oakland, the Angels, the Marlins, the White Sox, and the Pittsburgh, and the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm all right. We'll see what happens with him. He could get moved now. Might not be any place for him to play on with the Mets. Alexis Diaz, heard him early on, haven't heard much since then. Marcus Stroman, I've heard the Cubs, and for just for hell of it, the White Sox. Tom Walker, we were hearing him early on, but not much. Andrew Benintendi, still with the White Sox. I don't know. He's going to go. Ty France, I heard a little bit. Probably maybe Miami. Michael King, I don't think he's going to get traded. If he does, maybe at the trading deadline, if the Padres are out of it. But I've heard the Mets, obviously the Braves, Baltimore, Minnesota, the Cubs, Milwaukee, Toronto, Detroit, San Francisco, Boston, and Cleveland. So these are some of the players that are still available, either do trade or do free agency. So that's it. That's the bottom line. Really not a lot going on. I mean, after the Mets signed Pete Alonso, it's very quiet right now. But thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.